Hey, did you get a call from the NFL?
Nope, another year of being undrafted.
Same, but there is a positive. We've been called up to the bigs at Al Sports Update. We're the newest anchor duo for our award-winning football show.
But you guys aren't alone. I'm Jackson Batchelor, live in the studio. Later in this 2024 preview show, I'll take a look at the Owls schedule, both conference and non-conference.
And I'm Kayla Levine, wrapping up our on-air crew. I'll be here to discuss some changes you will see in 2024. Our Inside the Nest preseason special starts right now.
Welcome to the Inside the Nest preview for the 2024 football season. I'm Sam Cavone and he's Hayden Bandel. Temple football has a ton of new players, and so do we.
That's right, Temple only has 6 players that were on the roster since Stan Drayton arrived on campus 2 seasons ago, but that hasn't changed the landscape of how the team is expected to fare this season. Before we talk about the opener against Oklahoma, let's stick with the AAC. As we move towards opening weekend, here is a look at the AAC preseason poll. Memphis is the favorite to win the conference, receiving 23 of 30 first-place votes. Tulane was picked to finish third after losing the conference championship game last year to SMU, who has since moved on to the ACC. Temple is at the very bottom of the list, receiving a total of 40 points on the poll. The minimum a team can garner is 30, so it was not unanimous, but it's telling.
You know, Hayden, you're completely right. This is extremely telling for the Owls, but we can't say that it's surprising, especially given the whole situation in the quarterback room. But as always with Temple football, we never know what to expect. We can always expect the unexpected. Yeah,
it's definitely a good point. And honestly, the preseason poll is something that it shouldn't matter to a team. Inside of some of the team meeting rooms at Edberg Olson Hall, where the team has their practice facility at, they have the preseason poll listed up there. So they're really trying to use that as fuel, and you never know where it can take them.
Hopefully it takes them far this season, but despite being picked to finish in last place, Temple players have an optimistic mindset coming into this season. That's what's so great about the preseason.
Inside the Nest beat reporter Kayla Levine is in the studio to explain. Hey, Kayla.
That's right, guys. The 2024 season is upon us, and Temple football held its first Media Day conference earlier this month to talk about this fall. Players talked about everything from their off-season to new leadership roles for this season. A new season, a clean slate, with new expectations. Season number 3 for Stan Drayton and company, and it's a team hoping to improve upon back-to-back 3-win seasons.
I'm fully invested into trying to give my all to this team. And like Coach Dre said, lead and be able to get these guys on the right track.
It's easy to be positive while still in the preseason. The Owls are hoping new players equal better results in the win column. There are only 6 players on the team who are holdovers from the Rod Carey era.
Into each other's lives, what have you been going through before I met you and things like that. It's just the little things that, I had the opportunity to do at Maryland, but not really, taking it. But here, they welcome you over arms. This is like family here.
What we have right now is really, really special. We've been able to build that standard and that culture that we've been looking for. And since the 5 years that I've been here, I can confidently say that the guys that we have in this locker room are really guys that are all bought into this culture, and it's really, really nice to see.
The players talk confidently about the upcoming season and the culture of that team on and off the field.
You know, Kayla, you're right. They can talk as confidently as they want, but their actions need to match their words. We've seen it in the past. We've seen it in spring practice. It's just we need to see it this season on the field.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and the phrase that's been thrown around the locker room is that Temple has to focus on themselves, which is certainly true. They have to worry about their own X's and O's and worry about what they're going to put out on the field. But with that being said, they still have opponents that they have to play. So why don't we take a look at who they're slated to play this season?
We now welcome ITN beat reporter Jackson Batchelor, who has the Owls 2024 schedule. Hey, Jackson.
Thanks, guys. The focus may be on Week 1, but let's take a look at the rest of the Owls' schedule for the 2024 season. Opening day on Friday won't be easy, with the Owls taking on nationally ranked Oklahoma in Norman. This Friday trip to Oklahoma pits the Owls against the 16th ranked team in the country. It's a nationally televised game on ESPN. The Owls will stay on the road as they take on Navy in Week 2. Navy was Temple's lone conference win last season. Temple will then return to the Link for a 3-game homestand against Coastal Carolina, followed by Utah State and then Army. In Week 6, Temple will face UConn on the road and then return home to host Tulsa the following week. In Weeks 8 and 9, the Owls will hit the road to East Carolina, followed by Tulane and New Orleans. Week 10 will be a home game for the Owls against FAU. In Week 11, the team will travel for one last time against UTSA, and the Owls will close out the season at home against the North Texas Mean Green. In 2023, the Owls only won 3 games, all coming at home. On top of facing a nationally ranked opponent Week 1, the Owls will face 5 other opponents on their schedule who went over 500 in 2023. Temple is looking for its first winning season since 2019. Reporting from the studio set, I'm Jackson Batchelor. Guys, back to you on desk.
Thanks, Jackson. Here is a closer look at the Friday opener. The Sooners were 10-3 last season, and they won last year's opener versus Arkansas State 73-0. Yikes! It will be the Sooners' first game as an SEC team. The game kicks off Friday night at 7 from Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium and can be watched on ESPN.
Inside the Nest's first full show will air this Tuesday at noon on TUTV. We'll be recapping Temple's first game against Oklahoma and looking ahead to the Owls' Week 2 matchup against Navy. As mentioned, Temple has the tall task of having 2 away games to open the season. That's all the time we have for this season preview of Inside the Nest. Make sure to follow us on social at Owl Sports Update.
We'll be back on the desk on Tuesday at noon on TUTV. Have a great weekend.